Hello and welcome back to my vlog series from Japan. If you haven't seen the other videos from our trip, I will put a link for you here. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my content and want to support me for future videos. It was the next morning in Kurokawa Onsen and we woke up early to take another bath in our private onsen. I tried to defrost my onigiri for breakfast in the hot water. Our fridge in the Ryokan was a little too cold, so it was completely frozen overnight. We checked out and took one last walk through the village before we left. Back on the road, we wanted to see more about Kumamoto Prefecture. There was a frozen waterfall nearby that we decided to visit. It's only frozen for a short time each year, so perfect timing for a stop there. We arrived at Koga Falls and followed a path through the forest to reach the waterfall. It was the first time for us to see a waterfall completely frozen. Nature can be really impressive. Have you ever seen anything like this? Just leave me a comment below, would be really interesting to know. They even placed a few bamboo sticks along the way to make it easier for older people to reach the waterfall. There was also a water source with fresh drinking water from the mountains that led to the beginning of the path. They even put up a log of the latest drinking water test results. We also explored the small forest path with the torii gate at the entrance. The path led to a small shrine. We jumped back in the car and drove to our next destination, a trip to the top of Mount Aso. Mount Aso is a caldera that's also located in Kumamoto Prefecture. A caldera is basically a cauldron-shaped structure of volcanic origin. The Aso caldera is one of the largest calderas in the world, with a circumference of about 120 kilometers and a height of 1,592 meters at its highest point. was even some German food sold on Mount Aso. After the trip to Mount Aso, we drove to Oshitoishi Hill. This place remains a mystery even until today. Here you will find 9 groups of stones, which were not arranged by nature, but by humans before Christ. No one knows who arranged these stones, or for what reason. Some of the stones work as a solar clock, while other stones have old Sumerian symbols on them. The largest of them is called Oshitoishi and has such a strong magnetic energy that it is said to make the needle of a compass spin out of control. You can also enjoy a real 360-degree panoramic view here. When it's nice, you also have a great view of Mount Aso and Mount Kyūshū in the distance. And even here in the middle of nowhere, public toilets clean and for free. After the trip, we were a bit hungry and visited a Soba Restaurant in the area. Soba are Japanese noodles made from buckwheat. Buckwheat is said to have a positive effect on our blood sugar, cholesterol levels, the cardiovascular system, and inflammation. That's why these noodles are so popular in Japan, not only for their low calories. I chose a veggie soba menu and hikaru steak menu with wasabi. Both sets came with those cute little origami as decoration. We head back to the car and drove back to Fukuoka. Personally, I think exploring Japan in the countryside is much nicer than just focusing on the big cities like Tokyo. The people in the countryside are always so nice, and nothing is so hectic like in the city. But what are your travel destinations in Japan? Feel free to write something in the comments. On our last evening in Fukuoka, we visited a hot pot restaurant that had been recommended to us by Hikaru's work colleagues from Germany. Later that evening, we ate some persimmons and sweet pears that I bought on Mount Aso. They were so juicy and full of flavor. The next morning, we packed our luggage into some lockers. You can find lockers in every major subway station. But mostly you need some coins for them. Here we also came across some strange vending machines. This one sold some fried horse mackerel. If you buy a Pasmo card for public transportation, you can load the card with money at any station. Cash and card payments are both accepted, and there is also an English language setting available. When you pass a station gate, you can always see how much money is on your Pasmo left. Always keep an eye on it. You don't want to get into the embarrassing situation where you can't get through the gate and everyone around you knows you're out of money. You can also pay with Pasmo at vending machines and companies. It was finally our last day in Fukuoka, so we went for some shopping. We grabbed our luggage and ate some parfaits at the cafe before heading to the airport. At the airport in Fukuoka, there are machines for self-check-in that have a touchless touchscreen built in, so you are only typing in the air. You can also check in your luggage yourself. This was all for today's vlog. In the next video, we will show you around Yokohama and share the experience of a traditional Japanese New Year ceremony. So stay tuned for that.